What's up, everyone, and welcome back to UA Anime Club, the weekly podcast where we discuss the newest season of My Hero Academia as it comes out week to week sometimes. I'm your host, Seth, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts, as always, Poyo and Micah. Say hi, you guys.
Hey.
Dowie did nothing wrong.
What?
He's done quite a bit wrong. This is going to be our review of My Hero Academia Season 6, Episode 10, aka Episode 123 of the series, The Ones Within Us. And fair warning, I'm like at the cusps of like catching a cold right now, so my throat is sore, and it's a little hard to breathe through my nose. Mm-hmm. And Micah is sick. He's a couple of days sick. So this is like the sick episode, but Poyo's fine.
You're next, Poyo.
No.
But the show must go on, as the theater people say. Yeah, this is going to be our episode review of episode 123. We're going to do a little different type of summary, because usually what we did at the way beginning was we did the whole episode, but then we realized that was too long. So then we described the episode just at the beginning, still too long. So now we've come to an agreement. Oh, okay, we're just going to do it as one paragraph, simple and done. So, episode 123, The Ones Within Us. After Bakugo pushes Deku out of the way of an all-for-one controlled Shigaraki's attack, Deku enters a vengeful dark state and rushes towards Shigaraki. During his onslaught, Shigaraki grabs Deku by the face and attempts to steal his quirk. As this happens, the battle continues within the world of One for All. Meanwhile, Gigantomachia continues heading north with the League on his back. As Dabi begins to put his secret plan into motion, Toga separates from them and confronts Uraraka. This episode was a little slower than last week's episode, for sure.
There's more flashbacks.
Really? I didn't get a count on as many.
Well,
it didn't feel like as many.
Like, it wasn't too much, but like, I don't know. I think like I'm just kind of like, anytime it happens, I just get kind of like a little annoyed. Because like, I don't know. I mean, like, it's good that they're short and like sometimes they're pretty relevant to what's going on. It's just that like maybe it's just because like I don't know, I can tell that sometimes they do that to conserve time or to save like stuff for later, you know.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about the scene with where like Toga is thinking back on Gigantomachia's back and then Spinner talks to her and then like a couple flashbacks play? Is that kind of the scene? That's the only really time I can think of any flashbacks happening, though.
There's one with Deku.
There's one like, well, there's a few during like the All for One thing. Not too many, but there is a few. And then
not
like
too many.
El Chaco has one.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm being nitpicky about it, but like I don't know. I just noticed it this episode and I was like,
I might just be crazy. I think the episode we had a few weeks ago was way worse.
Well, of course, yeah. I thought those were too.
Yeah, it was pretty good, but I noticed like a few areas where just a lot of stills, and there's one scene where like there's a bunch of like random heroes and it looks like they should have been like background characters, but it's a full-on scene of them.
Oh, the one where like the heroes like moving out, but they're not moving. But they're like clothes and hair flapping around, but their legs and like arms aren't. Yeah, that was a little strange.
It's a little goofy looking.
Yeah, just how they're drawn is a little like it is very basic and like how a background character would be drawn from far away, but you see them up close.
Like they didn't take a lot of time to just like draw these heroes, and they drew them like really fast.
Yeah, that scene was like that was a little noticeable than any other scenes for me.
Yeah, but besides that, I thought the episode like looked really good. Like the whole bit with like Dark Super Deku was like really nice.
Yeah.
There's the bit in the One for All realm or the world of One for All or whatever.
the Mind Palace, yeah.
The Mind Palace where like Shigaraki like he does his like decay and like the camera's like spinning like as it's like tracking the ground. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff in here.
Some really like neat just like color choices with certain things, like the previous One for All Nanashimura and I forgot his name, but it's All for One's younger brother. They like become like pink and green silhouettes and they like shoot up into the sky with the other One for All like stars, and they like come together to like form into Deku, and that's how they like break free. I thought it was I don't know. I thought this episode was like really neat. I thought it was really well directed.
Yeah, that
It
was
had
neat.
it had some neat shots.
Also, Shiggy looks gross. He looks like a fucking scab.
After being burnt by Endeavor, he's just like crusty as fuck.
Now his hair is the first thing to really heal. Is that
Yeah.
like realistic? Like if you were burnt alive, would your hair be the first thing to grow back? Or I would think that'd be the last.
Cause some people, their hair doesn't, like, depending on the injury, their hair doesn't grow back.
Mm-hmm.
But like sometimes it does, so I don't know. I wouldn't say it's the first thing to grow back because it's like your skin's fucking dead. So like,
Shigaraki is also just like built different.
yeah, he's not normal.
He's like a Nomu man.
He's
Nimble man. He's not built like us.
Yeah. There's the bit on like Gigantomachia's back. This dude is huge.
He's
Because
huge.
you see like the league just chilling on his back, and then it looks like they're in like a canyon.
Yeah, like they're like in the shadows. I actually liked how they I like that they kind of made it look like they were actually like, in the shadows of like his fucking body, which I thought was nice. Kind of wish they did more with the lighting there because like again it just looks kind of basic, but you can see like on like the shards on his back that there's like lighting there, and it kind of like makes it look like like they're in the darkness, which I thought was nice. If only they shaded the characters a bit more to reflect that.
Yeah, they just kind of look like they have like a dark like
overlay or something. They usually do that thing where like they have different like color overlays to use for different scenes and different lighting and stuff.
I think that scene has like that issue with the lighting. I didn't really mind it like 100%. But the next scene after Toga is like disguised as the old lady.
Yeah.
She like lures Uraraka to that like house in the alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
And like she enters and it's like really dark and atmospheric looking. And like the light from the outside is coming in through the door. I thought that was like really well made.
Yeah.
That looked really good.
The shot also where like Toga disguised as the grandma is just like she just runs really fast. That was fun.
That shot looked a little strange to me because the background, like they do this all the time. Like the background is CG.
Yeah.
But then Uraraka is like they're usually pretty well about like mixing it. Like the old lady looks pretty well mixed in the CGI, but then you see like Uraraka's running and she looks like she's just kind of sliding over the scene, not really like in it.
Yeah.
I know last week we made a whole 20 to 30 minute segment about how
defending the show,
defending the animation and stuff. And what we say still holds here, right? We understand completely that not everything has to look or is going to look like perfect, especially on a show that's weekly like this. But, I thought like 90% of this episode was like damn good.
Yeah.
I like the part that's earlier in the episode with All For One, like he's kind of like protruding out of Shigaraki's body.
Like, he's like morphed with him
in the One For All world. And and All For One's like, yes, Shigaraki, use your hatred to steal One For All. And then Shigaraki puts his like decay hand on All For One, like the All For One growth, and he's like, oh yeah, you hate me too, I forgot.
He's like, he don't want you to control his body. Don't tell him what to do, Dad.
We get to see a short flashback to Shigaraki with his little sister, his little or big sister, I don't remember, but his sister. And they're like looking at Nanashimura's picture. This is actually like the first time that Shigaraki is like getting to like meet or like
see
her.
That's true.
He's comfortable enough with calling her grandma.
Mm-hmm.
But then he says, I hate you. So
yeah, he says like, don't worry, I hate you too.
That might be like because Shigaraki, he's kind of had that super traumatic like event when he was really young. So maybe it's like a sliver. It's like a sliver of that like child innocence, like that's like forcing him to call her grandma.
Yeah.
Because if he was really like, if he really was like, I hate you, why would he call her by her like name or title, you
I
Mm.
don't even want to call you my grandma. No.
know? Yeah. So there's something going on with like his like state for sure.
Yeah.
Because he's got All for One in his head. Out his arm too, like in this scene, as we said, he's like growing out of his side. And it looks really weird.
It does.
Speaking of weird, All for One's face in the One for All world is covered with like a black cloud.
Yeah. We don't get to see his eyes or like
We don't get to see his eyes, but like
hair.
but like the bottom half of his face shows that he's still like, that's his like nutsack look. So I don't really understand the point of hiding his face if like the design you're going to use doesn't have his face.
I guess they're just like, well, he already doesn't have fucking eyes, so whatever.
Mystery.
Everyone else has eyes, but they don't cover their eyes, so
Nutsack man.
he literally looks like a scrotum.
I wanted to point out something about, because I was saying this while we were watching the episode.
Yeah.
The like some of the arrangements of like familiar songs were a little different. Like they had less like,
Yeah.
instruments,
Yeah.
where they were like slowed down, I guess. There's like the bit where Shigaraki is gonna decay the ground in the One for All world. I don't know what to call it. I guess the world One for All world.
Yeah.
Anything like this, I just call it a mind palace.
The Mind Palace. There we go. We'll call it the Mind Palace. So he like tries to decay the Mind Palace, but and like the Symbol of Fear music starts playing, but it like it doesn't have like the grand like drums or the brass instruments in the background. So it kind of sounds incomplete, but I guess that kind of fits because Shigaraki's like incomplete.
It's just like, yeah, an arrangement of like, I'm pretty sure like when it comes to development like this, they give the pieces of them like music rather than the full song exactly, so that they can like, take away instruments for certain scenes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I was gonna say the music in this episode was good too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. This episode felt kind of like a, I guess, setup for the next one.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because like, I mean, stuff did happen this episode, but like, not a lot. Like, not too much, honestly. Like, it is definitely a setup for next week. Which,
yeah,
that's why I'm just
Which
kind of
if
like,
you
I don't know,
watched the
it's alright.
preview, then you know.
Yeah, this episode was alright. I'm not like crazy about it. Like, it started off pretty strong, and then it's just like, okay,
yeah.
I did forget that the Toga stuff was. I forgot about that. I don't know why I thought it was later.
I can't believe Bakugo's dead though.
He's
Rest in
gone.
peace.
Sorry.
He's gone.
I enough.
I mean, Mineta is now the new rival character.
Exactly, and love interest.
And love interest.
I can't wait to be back at UA High. Do the rest of the joke. Do it.
I love you. I can't do a Mineta voice.
We did the joke, like fucking 3 days ago. We already forgot the punchline. This is
it's the fucking Cars meme. It's the Cars meme where Lightning McQueen is like, I'm so glad to be back at Radiator Springs, and then y'all are a bunch of. I hate you guys. Hate you.
Oh, I forgot to mention that there's a big piece of like world building in the Mind Palace. Where All for One talks about how like when he steals people's quirks, like in his dreams, like the people he stole the quirk from like taunt him. And he says like
he has dreams of like that original wielder of that quirk just like taunting him and like giving him bad dreams.
Yeah, and he says like in those moments it's I feel like I almost feel the weight of the sins I've committed. Only almost though.
Like a normal person, he says.
Yeah, but I'm not normal, so I don't really care.
Which shows that just he knows who he is and he knows what he's doing.
He compares it to like when people get an organ transplant and like their like tastes change or their like personality sort of like takes a little turn. So like there's like a genetic like with quirks, there's sort of like a genetic sort of like component to them, especially when they're transferred.
like didn't even say like basically like quirks, like not that they have personalities, but like parts of it of the owner's personality can transfer to the next user.
Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
assuming that this is just him explaining why One for All has like people in a mind palace in it, you know?
Mhm.
Because like seven other people have had, or eight other people have had this power.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's basically transferring a full-on quirk.
The quirk itself holds like the thoughts and memories of that person.
No man needs to have all that power.
It's a very interesting piece of like world building for quirks.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And I like that. It's cool.
Toga has a bit of a character sort of reflection this episode
Mm-hmm.
where
Yeah.
she like, because she says like, in order to be a hero you just have to save someone, but the hero's killed twice, so did they not see twice as a person
Mm-hmm.
if they just killed him? And so she's like, she's kind of has this burning question. She wants to hear the answer only from like Deku or Uraraka, and
Yeah.
that's why she kind of like separates from the group, because she sees Uraraka, and she's like, I need to go have this question answered because I need to know. And then when we get to the bit where they start to fight, we don't get to see the whole fight. We get to see
Hmm.
the beginning of it. Uraraka exclaims that, because Toga asks like, "Are you gonna kill me? Is that what you're gonna do?" And Uraraka just says like, "I'm here to save people, and if you're gonna get in my way, I'm gonna bring you in." And we don't get to see the reaction to that answer yet. We'll
Mm-hmm.
see it next episode.
She also brings up how it's like you killed an innocent lady, so like
Go to the mental hospital.
mental illness.
See that? I mean, they could be a polyamorous relationship if she just went to the mental hospital.
They are not gonna be in a polyamorous relationship. No way in hell.
No.
I was kind of hoping that like the dark super state would be extended just like a little bit, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll definitely see more of Deku's like strength later this season.
Mm-hmm.
So
He better go a little crazy.
so like think of this as guess as like a tease for that.
Yeah. So I guess that would gotta be spoilers. I was gonna say, how long until we get to the second part?
This is episode 10, right?
So I would like 2 more episodes?
So 2 or 3. My
2 or
Hero
3.
like part 1 usually ends at like episode 13 or 14.
Yeah.
What are some other like highlight moments from this episode that just stuck out to you?
I mean,
Hmm.
I think the Mind Palace stuff was cool.
Mhm.
Obviously Dark. What is that form even called? I just want to call him Dark Deku. Like,
I don't know. Like I've been jokingly calling it Dark Super Deku. I've seen like Black Whip Deku, because it is Black Whip just like covering his face. I don't know, but that was really cool. I think I've been saying really cool a lot this episode.
There's some nice, like, little animated shots here and there in this episode. I
Yeah.
feel like
yeah.
there's quite a bit of still shots, and I can tell they're kinda like, not trying to do too much, try to save them some, energy for later.
Why is Deku naked in the Mind Palace?
Don't worry
He
about it.
is.
He's naked, but like he's got like the Black Whip fog
Yeah.
covering bits and pieces of him.
He's not strong yet. He can't move in the palace yet.
So he doesn't have clothes?
He just stands up and Shigaraki is just like, "What the fuck?"
All for one can be in the Mind Palace and have clothes, but not
Yeah.
Deku?
Not Deku. Everyone else gets clothes. Even Shigaraki has, like, some pants.
Yeah, he has his pants on. Alright, which all for one, or one for no, it's like a USB port. You always have to flip it over.
Yeah.
That's why I always get confused which one is which, because it's just the same fucking thing. It's just the same name.
Just different meanings.
Which one for all user was like, it'd be really funny if the new kid was like naked. Also, someone at Studio Bones was drawing Nanoshimura with one hand
Mm-hmm.
Bruh,
in a particular place this episode.
Which place? Which place?
she looked good this episode, wasn't? If
She had-
anything, Hori was drawing her with one hand today. Did you see that? Did you see that doodle?
Oh, I did.
I did not. I'll have to check that out.
Look in the City River.
Yeah, she is just like she's
God
jacked.
damn.
Yeah, like it's interesting because if you read the manga, like it's like she gets buffer each time he draws her.
Yeah.
Like it's just, I guess it's also just because he gets better at art over time. But like,
She's got a lot of definition with her muscles. Which, I mean, I'm not complaining. Thank you,
I'm not
Horikoshi.
complaining.
Oh yeah, there's just a shot with her thighs and they're so fucking defined. God damn. They're like Lego bricks.
The thigh quality animation returns for
Thigh
this one
quality. They love muscle girls in this.
bit. Mhm.
Whoever had bones is just like, yes.
Well,
I think that's kind of all I've got to say on this. Well,
yeah, that's
the
all I have
episode in
to say.
particular. Yeah.
Yeah. What are your hopes for next episode?
That's a spoiler.
I hope to
That's
see
a fucking
some.
spoiler.
All I can say is I hope to see some exaggerated animation.
Oh yeah, that shit better go crazy. To be honest,
Because next episode.
I mean, I think some of y'all already know what it
Yeah.
is because like even I feel like even people who don't read the manga, they just got fucking spoiled on it. So like,
Or you watched the next episode preview and saw the title of the
and
episode.
saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they're gonna do that scene like really good. It's gonna be the entire episode essentially.
No,
Pretty
it's gonna be
much.
stills.
Stills. Imagine.
Yeah, I think I've done said everything about this
Done
episode.
said everything.
But despite my little nitpicks, it's good. It's a good episode.
Yeah, it's a fine
It's
episode.
fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
This is definitely an episode that like you just like absorb while you're binging the show.
Yeah. Because like we said, it's just kind of a build up more so
Yeah,
for
just
what
set up for
happens
next
next.
week.
I'm
setting
thinking
up.
maybe the beginning of this episode with like the dark deku stuff and then it like transitions to the One for All
Mhm.
world. I feel like that should have been at the end of last episode. And then like maybe this episode could have ended with the conclusion of that Toga Uraraka interaction. But
It could have.
but like I'm not in control of this show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm not Studio Bones.
Could have been
I'm
better.
I'm not the director.
it's kind of strange to think about because we're also watching Chainsaw Man.
Mhm.
And Chainsaw Man is only going to be 12 episodes for this first season. And
Yeah.
it's like wrapping up soon. There's only like 4 episodes left of the first season, but My Hero, because it's longer, is only like really just beginning. So it's like neat to like kind of see like what the two anime like feel like, especially when they're both like different lengths.
Yeah.
Different lengths, different like parts of their series. Yeah, I feel like Seth with My Hero with Chainsaw Man because like now I'm trying to figure out okay, what are they adapting next episode? Like what chapters are they doing? You know,
Mhm.
like with Chainsaw Man because Chainsaw Man's been pretty fucking faithful. Like it's been pretty like 1-to-1 aside from a few things. So like
Yeah, with Chainsaw Man, they don't take away; they add. Usually,
yeah,
well, they did take away a little scene, but it wasn't too important.
it took
Anyway.
they took like one thing away. It was whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, a really good atmospheric episode this
Mhm.
week. Some sick animation at the very beginning. Some really nice nice art for the keyframes. And but yeah, it's separate. It's mostly just set up for next episode, which is
Yep.
fine. Not every episode is gonna be like a
Whoa.
giant event because that's next week, I guess.
Can't be peak all the time.
Well, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Figure 8. ring that bell so you get notified whenever new episodes of UA Anime Club or other Figure 8 videos come out. Make sure to follow us on social media. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I already said that. And as always, we'll see you next adventure.